This is the Colorado Springs Police Protective Association. Okay, this is the Colorado Springs Police Protective Association. Now, I first discovered this place 5 years ago when I was walking by on this very road, and I saw that there were a lot of police cars in this parking lot of this building right here. Okay. They were right there in that parking lot right there in front of this building. Since then, I have been intrigued into whether or not I could find any female police officers here, because there are a few in this town, but it seems like there are hardly ever any. You see, I have a fetish for female police officers, and so any opportunity I get to see if I could find any, I tend to do just that. I do, at times, will, walk by police stations, seeing if any female cops can be noticed or whatnot. Whenever there is a police incident, like a traffic stop or sirens or lights flashing, I tend to go to that location if I can get there and see if there's any female cops there. I do have a fetish for female police officers, I will admit it. I find them sexually appealing for various reasons, and yes, I do like them very much. It is not a women in uniform thing, it's simply a female police officer thing, okay? Women EMTs or firefighters or anything like that, I couldn't care less about. Female law enforcement officers are what I like. Okay, and so that is a thing. Now, today is October 30th, 2025, so it is important to note that tomorrow is Halloween. I also have a fetish for little girls. I admit, maybe that makes me a pedophile. I don't, but whatever, okay? I like little girls, okay? And so I like Halloween very much because it's a good opportunity to see a lot of little girls. All right. It's important to note that I would never do anything harmful to anybody. Okay? I don't expect anybody to believe that, because people just assume that if you have a fetish for something or someone, that you want to do horrible sexual things to them. That is not my intent. I would never do such a thing. I just simply like female police officers and little girls. And I guess I'll get into more details as to possibly why this is, but I do have these fetishes. And so I like Halloween very much. I find locations during Halloween where there's a lot of trick-or-treaters, and I tend to go to those locations just to check out the little girls and stuff like that, okay? And so there it is. And, I've made videos during Halloween time and so forth. Okay. So this is basically all I have to discuss. Okay. I tend not to wear underwear because I like the feeling of being able to massage or grope or feel my genitals without actually having to stick my hands right down the front of my pants into my underwear. Okay, I tend to like to grope myself through my pockets, and so that's why I don't wear underwear. Okay, and that's kind of how I get off on a lot of these things. Is I will subtly grope myself and give myself pleasure in a subtle way where it's not explicitly noticed, but where I can essentially get off on my fetishes. Okay. That was the backside of the Colorado Springs Police Protective Association. This is the front side. It's interesting to note that the backside is where the parking lot is, where the police officers will park. Okay, this is the front side where the front door is, but rarely does anybody ever park here and go through the front door. That front door is rarely ever opened or used for any type of exit or entry. It's generally the backside where we just were, where the cops will go in and out of. Okay, I have seen female police officers there, and it is a very enjoyable moment when I do. But it's been rare, and they have no set schedule, or it's very unpredictable if and when they're going to be there, and even more unpredictable when they're going to be arriving or when they're going to be leaving. So it's kind of a hit or miss situation, but I have had luck. Last week, I had quite a bit of luck in at least locating one or two female police officers who just happened to be there at the moment that I walked by, and I just took notice, took a glance, and enjoyed the moment, and that was it. That's all I do. Okay, so I'm not in any kind of relationship at the moment, but if and when I am in a relationship, I assure you it's totally normal. Okay, I've only had relationships with consenting adult women, and I've never done anything sexually inappropriate with anybody without their consent, and I never would. Okay, that's not what this is about. I simply have fetishes which are more visual than they are anything else. Okay, so that's all it is. This is all, and I will see you when I make my Halloween video. Take care.